Let's talk about how to grow a jewelry brand with Facebook and Instagram ads. After running hundreds and hundreds of ads and spending over 7 figures in this industry, I've noticed specific patterns that I am going to reveal to you in this video. So I'm going to show you exactly step by step on how to grow and scale a jewelry brand using these platforms. So take a piece of paper and let's get started. So Facebook ads for jewelry brands, how to scale your jewelry store. The first thing that we have to tackle, and this is by far the most important thing, this is going to set your business either for success or for failure. So the first question that you have to ask yourself is, what are you actually selling? Not what you are thinking that you're selling, but actually what is your offer. The offer affects the most your return on spend. It's not about your ABO or CBO or your bid strategy. It is about the offer. Now, to explain a little bit better about what is actually an offer, think about this scenario. Let's say that I am your potential client, and we kind of exchange the offer, and we kind of have this scenario. So I am giving you, let's say, $100 and you are giving me back $100. This kind of exchange we could do all day, every single day, and it's not going to affect my life, your life, and it's going to be a waste of money. That means that this type of offer is not irresistible for your client. So our main goal as an advertiser or as a business owner is to create an irresistible offer. This will sound something like this. So let's say that I am giving you $100, but you are giving me a product that is worth $200, $500, $1,000. Now, we are not saying that directly how much value you are getting, but subconsciously we have to articulate that message in a way that actually in the mind of the client it sounds like it's a $500 product worthwhile. So when it comes to the jewelry brands, we have pretty much 3 types of jewelry offers. One is affordable everyday piece. Usually here the price points are not that high. We're talking here about an average order value of $50, $100. Then we have elegant jewelry for certain occasions. Now this price points averages between $100 to $500. And then we have luxury jewelry. So with luxury jewelry, this is where the price points are much higher. Now the moment when you know what kind of type of jewelry you sell, and the moment you know what kind of offer you are giving, this actually depends a lot. Now these types of jewelry and these types of offers, they affect very much how you present your brand, your website, your language, and ultimately, of course, is your price model. So before you even start running ads, before you even start crafting your ad copy, think first of all, what is your offer, what kind of jewelry you sell, because this is going to set a tone on what kind of ads you have to create. So this is the first step that we have to go through. Now the second thing is the question that we have to ask ourselves, which is, who is our ideal customer? I am shocked about how many brand owners and advertisers, they don't even know who is their ideal customer. Now, some things about the ideal customer that we have to know is, of course, demographics, age and gender. And this is kind of a service level. This is almost every single time answered by brand owner when I ask them who is their ideal customer. They always tell me like it's a female between 20 to 30 years old. Now, we have to go a little bit deeper. We have to know their concerns, their objections about your product, their wishes, their needs, their wants, their dreams, goals. So here we are talking about the emotional appeal, because without the emotional appeal, if we are just talking about the functionality of a product, if we're just talking about what this product does, then it is very difficult to scale your brand, because it just appeals to the customer who already knows like quite a lot about jewelry industry. They know about like that jewelry doesn't need to tarnish, jewelry like has to do this or does that, but when it comes to the emotional appeal, every single person buys because of emotions. If you talk to their emotions, then you are appealing to masses. You are appealing to a much broader potential kind of circle of your potential customers, which gives you much more room of scaling, because at that time you are getting a much higher return on net spend. So hopefully that makes sense. And now let's go to the next part, which is again like the customer research, how to do that is you could watch some YouTube videos, which I like the most this part, because I could see what kind of emotions that potential customer. Now, it's a content creator, of course, but I see that content creator as a potential customer usually, because think about it. If they are reviewing a product from a brand, then that brand actually reached out for a purpose to get like featured or to get endorsement from that content creator, and they're gonna make sure that content creator fits within their target market. So other ways to make the customer search is also a good way is through reading Amazon reviews, looking at products that are similar to yours, and also some websites that you could use is Reddit. Now on Reddit, for some reason, it's like a place where people like just are talking about concerns and they're bitching, they're moaning. So you could see what kind of pain points your potential customers have around jewelry. And the next one is Quora. Now, let's talk about also the competitor research. This is very important. You don't want actually to reinvent the wheel. Why not to just leverage all the learnings from your competitors? You could look through the Facebook Ads Library, which is a free tool from Facebook, to see what kind of ads they're running. And a good tip that I can give you is to look at the ads that they've been running for the longest period of time. Because those ones, if they've been running an ad for 5-6 months, then there are very high chances that those ads are working extremely well. Otherwise, why would they even spend money on something that doesn't work? So I put also here some jewelry competitors. Now these are some competitors that I take a look at most of the time, because these are kind of like much bigger jewelry brands, and they've got like quite some good ads that I get inspired from. But this depends very much on what kind of jewelry you sell, so you could take a look at. But when it comes to the competitors, usually this is much more customized and personalized for your brand. So let's now talk about like the headlines and ad copies. So once you've made your customer research, now you can come up with headlines and ad copies based on the customer research. A problem that a lot of jewelry brand owners are facing with is actually their copy is very off. And copy actually becomes effortless when you've made the customer research. When you know their pain, when you know their needs, their wishes, and their aspirations. Because at the time, you could literally use their words. Now, another tips that I could give you about the copy is you have to be concise and focus on the emotional appeal. Because like I said, when you are talking about the emotional appeal, like for example, you get more compliments, you are going to feel more confident when you are wearing this product, then this is going to speak to masses. And if you speak to masses, then like your chances of getting a high return on spend while you are like increasing the budget are much higher. Now, another small tip that I've never shared here on this channel is about using the right language based on who you are reaching. So I said in the beginning of this video about the offer, the importance of the offer, and then knowing what kind of products you sell. If you sell luxury jewelry, the language is completely different from, brand that sells affordable everyday pieces, because the customer is completely different. The client avatar buys for different reasons, and they use different languages. If you use a language that speaks to people who buy affordable jewelry and you sell luxury products, that is going to be off in front of them and is going to be weird in their mind, and that will end up by not them buying your products. This is what is called in a nutshell market sophistication. You either attract the right customers or repel your customers by using the words. So imagine you are not using the right words and you are selling luxury products and you are attracting people who buy, let's say, affordable jewelry, then the price resistance is going to be very high, and you'll end up seeing a very high conversion rate. That's why you will see lots and lots of luxury jewelry brands, they are facing with this issue. So I've got a video about the copy for jewelry brands, so make sure to check this out right here if you want to learn more about the words you have to use in order to attract the right customers. So to articulate more the importance of a copy, I want you to look at these two ads. So one is from Ford and one is from Rolls-Royce. Now, they are both cars. They have both the same functionality. They are taking you from point A to point B. However, a person who buys a Ford and a person who buys Rolls-Royce is completely different. That's what I'm talking about. You could see it through these words. So it's simple: burn less fuel, burn less cash. So their message is pretty much like, with this type of car, it's like much more affordable to take care of. When it comes to the Rolls-Royce, they don't even mention about that, because the client doesn't even give a damn about that like purpose, about this type of outcome. So Rolls-Royce are talking about a statement of originality. They are buying status in the society. Ford, on the other hand, is selling affordability for the customer. That's what I am talking about. So make sure that the message is speaking directly to your potential customer based on your offer. Now, before I go into the ad creative side, if you are new to this channel, click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Every other day, I upload here a new video about how to run Facebook and TikTok ads for e-commerce brands. I also have an entire playlist dedicated for jewelry brands. So if you're watching this video, most likely you will be interested to check out this playlist as well after watching this video. Also, don't forget to click on that like button and comment below what kind of other topics you would want me to record some videos on in the future. Now, let's talk about the ad creatives. Now, when it comes to the ad creatives, here we have two scenarios. One is you don't have any data, and second one is you've pretty much like have some data, you've run some ads. Let's start with the first scenario. So you're running ads from scratch. In this case, download the winning ads from your competitors and then create iterations of those ads. You don't want to copy them exactly, but you want to create some iterations. So pretty much you are getting inspired. You are creating something that is already working and the marketplace is responding well to, but you create that with your message and with your branding. This is going to do two things. First, you are limiting your risks. You are having much less risks in terms of, you put those ads and whether they're going to work or not. Now you have much more chances of winning. The second one is that you are still standing out in some kind of shape or form, because like I said, you want to create like an iteration, not copy. So you still want to use your own message. Now, the second scenario, in this case, you are much luckier because you already have proven data. You have like much more accurate data about what is working specifically for your brand. The downside with the first scenario is that, yeah, your competitors can win very well with a specific ad, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you will use that ad and it's going to work as well for your ad account, because you have to understand that every single business is different. Even it could be the same industry, even if they could be selling like to the same market, to the same country. However, I've noticed that throughout my career that every single business is different. So with the second scenario, you have much more accurate data customized for your brand. You know much better what is working and what is not. So then from there, you could create just things that they are going to work and they have more chances of getting a high return on spend and work for a longer period of time. So here are some ad creative angles that I've noticed throughout my career that they are working the best for your brands. However, like I said, every single business is different. I would recommend, yes, testing them, but that doesn't mean that you just want to stick to these angles and not test other ones, because you as a business owner, you have to be flexible. So we have, first one is unboxing. Here, one mistake that I've noticed is that when it comes to the unboxing, the content creator or a person who is unboxing doesn't have some kind of emotions. We have to make sure that the person who is unboxing is comfortable in front of a camera and has some good emotions when they are like unboxing that product. This is actually very interesting. When it comes to the video format, if on a scale, let's say from 1 to 10, when it comes to the energy, if a content creator is at 7, the viewer is going to be at 4 or 3. That's why the energy, the emotions that the content creator is projecting in that video has to be very high. So then we could project those emotions to the viewer as well. Otherwise, you definitely can use this, but the outcome of this creative is not going to be maximized enough. The second one is product versus a model. So what this kind of angle does is that, first of all, we showcase the design of a product itself, and then we kind of make a transition to where we are showing how the product looks like on the model. So we are hitting kind of two things at the same time. First is one concern that people have is how actually the product looks like in the real life. And this is what the first scene does. It shows like a close-up of the product design and then how this product looks like on a model. And that's where we are like articulating in the second scene. Now the third angle that I found is working quite the best. However, I want to emphasize here, it's very important the product design. The product design here does the heavy lifting. This is the simplicity angle. Simply, like it's very self-explanatory. You just have the product, it's a close-up usually, and you just kind of showcase the product, how it looks like. But as you can see, we do not have any persuasion here. We do not use much, the language. It's just the product itself. That's why the design is extremely important here. And usually what I noticed, this angle works only for the best sellers. If you're trying to use for products that don't sell very well, you'll not see that much performance from them. And the fourth one is what I ordered versus what I got. I think I've mentioned this in some of my videos that one of the biggest concerns in the jewelry space is how actually the product looks like in the real life. What is the difference between the website and the real life? Many customers, they have this question, and this creative handles exactly this objection. So I would recommend give it a try. Let's talk about the website. This is the biggest tip that I could give you. The more expensive jewelry you sell, the more you have to describe the value of your products. And the cheaper jewelry you sell, the less you need to describe the value of your products. So what does this mean? Let's take a look at these two brands. One is Hello Nomi, I think I pronounced correctly, and then the Magnolia Jewelry. So the first, Hello Nomi, is a brand that sells much more expensive products. So what we can see here is that they are really working on articulating the true value of a product. Now, they don't sell like that much expensive products. I've seen jewelry stores that sell, tens of thousands of dollars product worthwhile, but still these are not products that, they are selling for $50, $60. So from the marketing perspective, I could tell you that this brand, they really know what they are doing. So one thing is that they have this option, try it on. Pretty much it's an AI kind of tool, and you could like open your camera and kind of try this ring on like your finger, which is pretty interesting because a lot of people, they are wondering about how this product looks like on me. Then we have this option of 360 degrees. This is also like an option that you could use for Shopify to kind of look at this product from every single angle. So other things that they have is they have really, really good photography. When it comes to articulating the true value of a product, it's important to have many pictures and to have them high quality and to have them from different angles. We could see they have a quick video, they have a product on a model, they have a product again on another model, they have also their like signature gift box. So every single detail matters when it comes to selling high-end product. I'm not even going to talk about the product details, the design, because they have a lot of information. And this is what you have to keep in mind. If you are selling much higher products, the information, all the customers' questions, the concerns, they have to be answered on the website in some kind of shape or form. I was looking at all the information they've got, and I could tell you they are answering and they're hitting all the customers' pain points, just like this. Now, if we look at the second brand, which is Magnolia Jewelry, as you can see, they are selling extremely cheap products. And if we look at what they've got here, it's 2 products on a white background and 1 product on a model. And then when it comes to a product description, it's just literally like a 2-line kind of copy. So as you can see, the difference is really huge in terms of the information they are giving. But also the price points are completely different. One is $30, one is close to $1,000. So from my recommendation, actually, I would make sure that both websites, they have enough information. Let's say even if this brand, they are like converting very well, I could tell you by having much more information, their conversion rate will skyrocket, because it always boils down to the customer. You wanna like address all the customers' questions and concerns. When you do that, you will not have problems with converting them. Now, one more thing that I wanna talk about, which is extremely critical, is about the product launches. So What most business owners do is this: they launch new products based on their feelings, and they end up with products that no one wants them. This makes them feel frustrated and anxious, thinking that there is something wrong with them. Usually when I ask business owners why are they going to launch a product collection, where when they've already launched a collection, and I ask them like, why did you create that, on what kind of data, they don't even understand this question. They usually say that it's just based on my inspiration, based on my feelings. So when it comes to the marketing and when it comes to selling and getting a high return on spend with ads, you want to sell what your customers want and not what you think your customer wants. There is a big difference. So in the beginning, you want to test your product. You don't want to assume that it's going to sell. If you already have some data, if your business is already solid and you've got some products, then what I would recommend is definitely making some kind of customer service and looking at most kind of common questions that your customers have, some kind of wishes. You will see that they will ask for some kind of different products they would want to see on the website. Then that is the case when you want to create some specific collections based on the data. Again, not based on your feelings. So always launch new products based on data. Now, what do I mean by data? Customers' questions, wishes, searches, plus look at the best sellers. So there is an option with Google Analytics where you could see what kind of terms people are searching on your website. So you could see here some of the search terms that people are kind of searching for on the website. Then based on these kind of searches, the collections where the search terms that we do not have on the website, then we can have much more certainty about launching that collection, because people are already searching for that collection. So then we can go ahead and create that and have more chances of getting much more success. Customers' questions, you could look at their pain points, their questions that they are giving you on a kind of weekly or daily basis, because you will see patterns. You will see for sure the same kind of questions, the same kind of wishes, the same kind of asking about specific products. And also analyze your best sellers. Look at why they are selling so well. And again, you will notice a few kind of aspects of that bestseller, a few things that they kind of make sense to the client, why they would want to buy that specific product. So then you could create more iterations of those bestsellers. Now, it happened that we provide Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok ad management for jewelry brands. If you are interested in this kind of aspect, and if your jewelry store is making at least 15K per month, then go ahead and click on the link below and schedule a quick discovery call with me to see if we are a good fit. If your jewelry brand is not making yet 15K per month, then go ahead and click on this playlist where I tackle all the most important things that move the needle for jewelry stores. So then eventually you could start making 15K months. And until then, keep growing your jewelry brand.